What's up, everyone out there in Facebook world, YouTube world, social media world, the world, True Social, Twitter, I don't know, where the hell you're at these days. Welcome to another edition of Musings with MGL. Today we're going to talk about a new ruling that came out of California. That's a pretty good pro-gun ruling that everybody's all excited about and talking about. So I wanted to kind of give you a rundown on what it means going forward and for other states, et cetera, et cetera. But before I do, as always, if you would like what I have to say, if you like watching my channel, please click like and subscribe and share. Click the bell, ding, 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 et cetera, et cetera. I'm coming up on 1,000 subscribers. Not a huge number, but it'd be pretty cool to hit that before the end of the year. So thanks for watching, and please spread the word. Now, here's where we're at. California recently passed a gun ban on anyone under the age of 21 owning semi-automatic rifles. Okay, it was a pretty specific ban. It also included banning anyone under the age of 21 from getting a hunting license. And so that was, of course, appealed, and we got a ruling out of the Ninth Judicial Circuit. Now, the funny thing is everybody always knows the Ninth Circuit is crazy. They call them the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals because they usually do far left-leaning rulings that everybody makes fun of. They don't hold up under scrutiny because they're crazy. But this one was good for us. There's been a few rulings like this. What happens is, just a brief rundown, is when you do an appeal, you have originally just 3 judges because the panels are larger than that, 9 judges, 11 judges. So they start out with a small judge of panel of 3. They make a ruling, and then the person who loses has the right to ask for the entire panel to rule on it because they don't like what the 3 judges did. So this one is the initial phase. It was a 3-judge panel, and so I assume probably the state is going to appeal to the full panel, so it still may end up getting overturned. So this is just the first step, but it's a good one, so let's kind of get into it here. So this is from U.S. News and World Report. California's under 21 gun sale ban unconstitutional. Federal Appeals Court has ruled that California ban on the sale of semi-automatic weapons to adults under age 21 is unconstitutional. A U.S. appeals court ruled Wednesday that California's ban on the sale of semi-automatic weapons to adults under 21 is unconstitutional. In a 2-1 ruling, a panel of the San Francisco-based Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said Wednesday the law violates the Second Amendment right to bear arms, and a San Diego judge should have blocked what it called, quote, an almost total ban on semi-automatic centerfire rifles for young adults. America would not exist without the heroism of the young adults who fought and died in our Revolutionary Army, Judge Ryan Nelson wrote. Good quote. Today we reaffirm that our Constitution still protects the right that enabled their sacrifice, the right of young adults to keep and bear arms. The Firearms Policy Coalition, which brought the case, said the ruling makes it optimistic age-based gun bans will be overturned in other courts. Adam Winkler, a law professor at the University of California, said the decision is a clear sign of how courts, including the U.S. Supreme Court, which has a major gun case before it, are expanding gun rights. Quote, federal judges can read the tea leaves, Winkler said. In the coming years, the courts seem certain to strike down numerous gun safety measures in the name of the Second Amendment. The Ninth Circuit ruling is a harbinger of things to come. You can tell he didn't really want to say that. You can say when they phrase it like the court's certain to strike down numerous gun safety measures in the name of the Second Amendment, you can just see the dripping anger and disdain coming off of his quote there. But it's a good ruling. I think he's right. I think it is clear. The one thing Trump did, as everybody knows, was appoint a whole bunch of conservative judges to the court. They got a whole bunch of those through in the short 4 years that he was president, even a few of them on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is why you're starting to see a lot of these rulings go the way of the Second Amendment and other kind of conservative concepts. So I do think that he's right. We'll see when this big ruling comes out. We're going to get a really good idea here in the next few months over the summer where the Supreme Court stands on the Second Amendment with that case that's up in front of them right now. But you are seeing here things trickling down to the lower courts. Now, this is important for a lot of places. Like, for example, here in Florida, where I'm at, we have one of these ridiculous age-restricted laws. After the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting, they passed the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Act, which is, again, the most radical anti-Second Amendment law passed in the state of Florida, ridiculously passed that's still in existence, but they're challenging the under 21 rule on that one too. That law has a ban on under 21 of all guns, not just semi-automatic rifles. If you're someone under the age of 21 in the state of Florida, you cannot buy a firearm. You cannot sell that person a firearm. The only exception is to gift one from like family members, and then there's an exception if the person under the 21 is in the military or in law enforcement. So we have an even more stricter law than the one that they're talking about there in California here in Florida. So this bodes well for places like Florida and lots of other states that have age-restricted laws that says anyone under the age of 21 can't buy a firearm. And they're right. This is what we always argue on the right side of the aisle here, the pro-Second Amendment side of the aisle, when they ban these guns for people under the age of 21. You know, you can be 18 and join the military, and they'll give you all the firearms in the world to go off and fight the war. But if you decide not to join the military and want to stay here and protect yourself and your family, you can't have a firearm. It makes absolutely no sense, especially when you look at the history of our country, as this judge did, and you see that most of the fighting in the history of our country has been done by people under the age of 21, and they've certainly had modern day rifles that existed at that time all the way up until today. So good on this judge who wrote this, and the other two judges who agreed with or the other judge that confirmed with him that we have a long-standing right in America of young people possessing firearms and using it to protect themselves and defend their country. So look, this is a good win. Good win for Second Amendment. I suspect, again, that it's going to go to the full court and it's going to be reviewed by them, and they may overturn it up there. Who knows? But this case, much like others, is going to continue to work its way through the system, and hopefully we get more of these type of rulings. And as we get up to the Supreme Court, the people on the left realize that the Supreme Court's going to back up those rulings, and maybe they start passing or stop passing some of these stupid laws. One can only hope, from my lips to God's ears. So that's where we're at right now. A really good ruling out of California, of all places. There's anti-Second Amendment crazy man Gavin Newsom himself. So a really good ruling coming out of the Second Amendment, coming out of California for the Second Amendment. I'll keep you posted if it goes up for appeal or if anything changes on that, and if anything like this pops up in other states. But good ruling for today. We'll see how long it sticks. So thanks for watching. I'm going to end it here. As always, stay safe. Keep yourself safe. Keep yourself healthy. And as always, carry on.